on the head of that female nurse. Yeah, there's been a lot of speculation. I see some people. We just can't resist the temptation to politicize everything. I see some people now trying to play politics with it, trying to say somehow he was linked to the Prime Minister, as if, because he's seen in a photograph with the Prime Minister. And I'm saying, come on. I am no Prime Minister. I'm just a poor working journalist. Yeah? And everywhere, or most places, not everywhere, people come up to you and say, can I take a picture with you, Mr. Hughes? And you say, okay. I don't stop to question them and ask them their antecedents, if they have a history of crime or whatever. You don't. And they take a photograph and that's it. The interaction will last for less than a minute, if so long. Yeah? You don't know where that photograph is going to end up. Yeah? So, this man, Robert Andy Bell, was taken up by the police. Yeah, here is Deputy Superintendent Glendale Murdoch, the Divisional Crime Officer for the St. Andrew Division where he was held.
Relative to the video that is in the public space of a nurse being assaulted, I want to assure members of the public that the matter is being dealt with and due process will follow. The accused, Mr. Robert Bell, otherwise called Andy Bell, a businessman of a St. Andrew address, was today charged with the following offences: assault occasion actual bodily harm, assault with intent to cause grievous bodily harm, assault at common law, possessing a firearm with intent to commit a first scheduled offence, possession of firearm with intent to cause injury. His court date is pending. These offences were committed on Tuesday, May 13, 2025, about 7:15 p.m. along the Mount Friendship Road in the parish of St. Andrew.
They had a peaceful protest against the brutality inflicted on the nurse last year. I have been following the case, starting with a discussion with her husband shortly after the incident took place. I had a long talk with him and reassured him, having had discussions with the clinical team at the UHWI, that Nurse Facey, who was a worker at UHWI, would get the best possible care, and she has been. It's a very traumatic experience. She not only needs clinical support, but she needs psychological support, and that is ongoing. So I'm in touch with the family through her husband. But beyond that, the University Hospital West Indies nursing family and medical fraternity, healthcare workers, I think it was important to show my support to them because they themselves are traumatized. They know Nurse Facey personally, and of course, nobody deserves this. So I'm here to give support and to reassure, and where action has to be taken, the legal system should take its course. The police have arrested the perpetrator, and we hope that justice will be served, not just for deserving punishment, but also for the symbolic message that it sends, that our healthcare workers are critical. Other important point that I want to make is that any Jamaican that is meted out will be unjust, but a nurse and a healthcare worker who is the foundation of our healthcare system, who has to traverse our streets day and night, 24 hours a day, because it's a full-time essential service, in uniform, so that she is recognized, should never have to suffer this. In fact, society really ought to protect our healthcare workers, because without them, our response to health and wellness doesn't take place.
That's Dr. Christopher Tufton, the Minister of Health and Wellness, lending his voice in support of the demonstration by nurses.
So, Tufton, you come back again with your bag of PR. Yes, Your damn public relation chat. But Christopher Tufton, everybody knows say the man will beat up the nurse. Yes, the man will ill-treat the nurse. The nurse turn up in her head, box her down, drag her, back him gun, pan her, beat her sick. She have to admit to hospital. Everybody knows say that man is a well GLP. Yes, picture show on TV with the man and the criminal minister. Yes, the prime criminal. Yes, picture have been shown on television with the man who beat up the nurse. Yes, him and the crime minister. Yes, the prime criminal and him in a big picture, well stood up. We know say the man come from up in the hills. Yes, up in the hills him come from. So when Tufton come at the demonstration where the nurse them a demonstrate and about him a try tell the people them and the youths them say protect the nurse. A pure foolishness in my chat. Tufton, make me tell you something. You see when Matches Lane and Tivoli Garden are, there is a protocol. Yes, I'm gonna tell you, and not just now, it a come from way in the 80s when Matches Lane and Tivoli man them used to at war. There was a protocol when no man can block. Anytime them say no nurse or doctor in a them uniform a come up Haring Street or King Street or any one of the street them going or coming from work, all gunshot firing after seize and second. Make her repeat it. Anytime when the war a gone between Matches Lane and Tivoli Garden in the 80s and the 90s, there was a protocol will protect the workers them working at the Kingston Public Hospital and the Jubilee, where all of the youths them, yes, the so-called shatter them, have to abide by the protocol and know say, when them see anybody a come up the road in a white, whether it be nurse, doctor, or worker, where work over the hospital, all gunshot after seize and second. Just like boiling water in a kettle until them pass. So when Christopher Tufton I come tell youth and youth, say to protect the nurse, the youth them at the inner city always protect nurse. Yes, the youths of the inner city always take care of nurse, doctor, and teacher. But you see, one will live up in the Jacksonville and the Smokyville and the Beverly Hills and the Cherry Garden. Uno no respect nobody. Uno is respecter of nobody. So uno violate people. Yes, uno will live up in a Jacksonville and Smokyville and all of them place there were up in the hills. Yes, Stony Hill, Beverly Hills, Cherry Garden, and all of them places there are under disrespect nurses and doctor. But you see the youth them from the inner city, when them see nurse and doctor and teacher, is salute. Salute. So me no want you come with the public relation and I come tell the youth them, so when time them say nurses and doctors must respect the uniform. We in the ghetto respect the doctors and nurses them long time. We grew up that way there and no say nurse, doctor and teacher, we respect them. We respect the ground where them walk on. Yes, we respect the ground where them walk on. Yes. So me no want Christopher Tufton come with him public relationship. Tell your minister them and on a friend them, on a big wig friend them in the JLP. Say them for respect teachers and nurse. That you fi tell them, say. Tell your prime minister, your prime criminal, say. Him fi tell him friend them, say. Respect the nurses and doctor and teachers of this nation. That is what you're supposed to tell your big wig friend them. Don't tell the
Calicia
inner
Wright
city
is
youth
at
them.
Hero
But
Circle.
for
Good morning,
respect
Calicia.
nurses and
Good
doctor.
morning, sir.
We respect
Good,
them
how are you?
long
I'm
time.
good. I'm here in the sun at East Street near Hero Circle, and scores of nurses and other medical professionals rather, and advocacy groups are here, and they're protesting against the violence against women, children, and specifically nurses, in light of what would have happened to the nurse last week Tuesday. She was assaulted by a man, and so they're here. They're saying enough is enough. They're saying, take your feet off our heads, no compromise, we want justice. And so I'm just assessing the area and just seeing the Minister of Health, Dr. Christopher Tufton, is also here. I'm seeing opposition spokesperson on health, Dr. Alfred Dawes. He's also on location, and they're standing in solidarity with these nurses.
And I see the placards, Wicked Dirty Man. Yes?
Yes.
That one placard reads that. Can you read some of the other messages on the placards for me?
I'm seeing be a friend, not a bully. Why? Stop violence against women, end violence against women. I'm standing up for a woman, for a nurse who was brutally abused. I'm seeing say no to the abuse of nurses. There's so many. I'm trying to catch all of them, but there's so many.
Yes. And it's quite a few of them, quite a number of them at Hero Circle at the moment.
Yes,
Oh.
there's scores of them here. A lot of them. I'm seeing also there are other persons who were just passing by, going back to their jobs, and they stopped to join the protest as well. And so everyone is standing in solidarity with these nurses this morning.
Very